MrWise here, today talking about one of the best-selling books in the market called 0 to 1, written by Peter Thiel. And about Peter Thiel, he's an American businessman, philanthropist, and investor with a net worth of $2.7 billion in the Forbes list. He's the co-founder of PayPal and Facebook's first professional investor who invested $500,000 in Facebook, acquiring just over 10% of its shares in 2004, and later sold it for over $1 billion. Sounds like someone who we can trust for business advice? I also do think so. In this video, I'll be summarizing some important ideas written in the book. And the first one is to become truly successful in the long run, don't copy but invent. It's easier to copy a model than to make something new. Doing what we already know how to do takes the world from 1 to n, adding more of something familiar. But every time we create something new and fresh, we go from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 is about how to build companies that create new things. The proof of this statement can be seen in the past 2 centuries when humanity has seen more technological advancement in just 200 years than the entire human history. The secret is simple. In this period, people changed their mindset to take the world from 0 to 1, not from 1 to n. The creation of the machines that work with steam, airplanes, and personal computers are clear examples in our point. So according to Peter Thiel, to create a sustainable future, entrepreneurs should think about inventing things that will do much more with very less, instead of copying and creating the same kind of companies, products, and technologies that pollute the environment and so on. For instance, globalization, at least in the business perspective, he states, should not be our focus to solve long-term problems. It just introduces already developed methods of industrial countries to developing ones, creating more of the same kind, inventing nothing new and effective. The book gives an example of how the natural world would look like if the India and China started to live and consume the way how Americans do nowadays. Next, all the new inventions means gaining monopoly, which leads to owning the market, not just being part of it. Inventing new solutions to problems and selling it in the market has lots of benefits, including gaining monopoly. For example, Google, being an innovative company, gained the monopoly of search engine and now enjoys a net worth of 3 times as much as all the US airlines' net worths combined. Because all the same airlines compete for profit, Google standing alone get all the profits. Further to this point, I will express the saying stated in the book. Compare the value of the New York Times newspaper company with Twitter. Each employs a few thousand people, and each gives millions of people a way to get news. But when Twitter went public in 2013, it was valued at $24 billion, more than 12 times the New York Times market capitalization, even though the Times earned $133 million in 2012, while Twitter lost money. What explains a huge premium for Twitter? The answer is cash flow. This sounds bizarre at first, since the Times was profitable while Twitter was not, but a great business is defined by its ability to generate cash flows in the future. Investors expect Twitter will be able to capture monopoly profits over the next decade while newspapers' monopoly days are over. The next rule is offer 10x quality and efficiency. Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, and Apple revolutionized the way how those areas used to be, improving at least 10x in quality and quantity than those of similar companies and products. That is the secret of success in today's competitive world for startup companies. If your product does not offer at least 10x more quality and efficiency compared to existing products, then it's hopeless to expect long-term success in the future. Contrary to that, most startups who are calling themselves to be revolutionary nowadays are just creating an app that lets people order toilet papers with their iPhone and expecting unrealistic amount of future revenue. But they can't see the bigger picture that ordering something in the internet from the comfort of our home already became part of our everyday life, thanks for Amazon and eBay. So we're not fascinated much, nor are going to be spending much money on those apps. And those startups will not probably succeed in the long term unless they create something 10x efficient and revolutionary. And next, every company is a culture. Choose your team carefully. Peter Thiel has mentioned in the book that the secret for their early company, PayPal, to succeed was to form a really good team called PayPal Mafia. If you're a startup, hiring part-time workers is a bad idea because you are either on the bus or off the bus, which means part-time workers are off the bus, from Peter's standpoint. To make one startup extremely successful, you shouldn't have 9-to-5 mindset. They work at 100 hours a week to make their company valuable in the market. And eventually it paid off. They sold PayPal to eBay for $1.5 billion in 2002. Since then, Elon Musk has founded SpaceX and co-founded Tesla Motors. Reid Hoffman co-founded LinkedIn. Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Javed Karim together founded YouTube. And Peter co-founded Palantir Technologies. Today, all 7 of those companies are worth more than $1 billion each. And Peter finished the book with these lines. Our task today is to find singular ways to create the new things that will make the future not just different, but better, to go from 0 to 1. The essential first step is to think for yourself. Only by seeing our world anew, as fresh and as strange as it was to the ancients who saw it first, can we both recreate and preserve it for the future? What I found particularly interesting in this book is that to be able to think in a 0 to 1 way, we have to ask ourselves a question of what important truth do very few people agree with us on. If you already found that truth, go ahead and work on it. You might just be one of the entrepreneurs that take the world from 0 to 1. I would recommend to read the whole book, as it changes the way how you see the world of companies and startups in pursuit of creating yours. 10x valuable and efficient one. The link of the book is provided in the description. By the way, my next video is on how to stop procrastinating and get much done in less time, based on the book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And don't forget to subscribe for more future book reviews.